Hi, for those of you that I have not worked with before, I want to go ahead and introduce myself. My name's Jeremy, and I'm teaching all levels of drawing. So, for the purposes of drawing 1 and 2, you'll see on Pilot under Content, I have posted the syllabus, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the first week's assignment, which is just titled Line Drawing. Here you'll see just a short description. The syllabus itself is located on this page, but we'll read this together. Working from the still life, using only line to depict every shape that exists between the objects. Make a conscious decision to avoid drawing the objects independent of their surroundings. The objects should appear by way of drawing and discovering the shapes around them. So that is the idea. What I want to do is first start off with what it looks like to assemble a still life. In this case, it's pretty simple. I just put this together on my front porch. It's 7 different objects: a book, obviously 2 lemons, an onion, spaghetti squash, a watering container, and a house plant. What you want is to have a varying degree in sizes of objects, and you want to begin to position them in front of each other, right? So this is in front of that, that's in front of this. All 3 of these things are in front of this, as well as this being in the background. So you have a spatial dynamic. We can travel from, say, for instance, the foreground all the way to the back of the table and have an object like this sit in between. Okay, you're going to have to play around and find your own variation of how to successfully put together a still life. So let's look at the demo. And here is the drawing that was made from that exact still life. So, of course, this is available for everybody to look at and pause and, certainly ask questions and reply to me if you need to. Okay. So, what I want to go ahead and have everybody look at is the beginning part of the drawing, right? I began with a series of lines, not to describe an object, but an edge. So, for example, this line here was one that was descriptive of the edge of the watering can. Then it coincided with this line, right? And these lines, of course, are descriptive of the large squash, and then they feed into lines that are descriptive of, say, for instance, the onion, and then the lemons, as you can see. So one line leads to another. And in doing so, you'll begin to discover specific shapes that exist in between the objects that allow for you to feel more and more confident about the proportion and the placement of these things being as accurate as possible. Okay, so that is just a very brief summary. I'd like everybody to make an effort to do a drawing a day. So what I want you to do after having made all your drawings is decide on which one you think best describes or is a good example, for instance, of what is being discussed by way of the assignment and how it applies to the demonstration. All right, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, of course, feel free to email me.